Hi everyone, it's Dawn and you're in my kitchen, and today I'm making my favorite smoothie. It's a fairly low carb smoothie and I'm making a big batch of it because I'm making it for myself, my husband, and my sons. We all just worked in the yard. It's a Saturday and it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm making it for them for a treat, but I'm making it for myself because I've been intermittent fasting since yesterday at 8 p.m. and I'm breaking my fast. And when I break my fast, I usually fast for about 16 hours, and then when I break my fast, I like to have something nutritious and with protein, just to get me through until dinner time. So this really helps me keep my weight in check as I am over the age of 50 and perimenopausal. So I thought I'd share my favorite recipe. It's delicious, and we're gonna get started. Now, I did make a big batch, so these aren't like if I were making this for myself, the measurements would be different. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, and then in the description box I'm going to put the recipe down there for if you're making it for you and one other person to share. So let's just get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is add peanut butter to my Vitamix, and this is peanut butter that I made myself. I purchase organic, dry roasted, salted peanuts, and then I just mix them up in my Vitamix until they're a little bit chunky, because I like chunky peanut butter, but if you like smooth, you can mix them until they're smooth. And then I just put it in a container and put it in the refrigerator, and I make my own peanut butter that way. And that you can add honey to it, or you can do whatever you want, but for me, I like it this way because it ensures me that there's no added sugar to my peanut butter. So I'm gonna add in a cup of peanut butter. If you're making this just for yourself, look below in the description box because you won't want to use so much. Oh, and by the way, this is called a peanut butter and jelly smoothie. But it doesn't really taste like a peanut butter and jelly. To me, it tastes more like peanut butter and berries. It's so delicious. So the next thing you're gonna add is sugar-free preserves. And I like the Smucker's sugar-free red raspberry preserves. The recipe does call for raspberry, but I've tried it with strawberry and I love it that way too. So I think you could use whatever flavor of preserves that you like. But because I like to be low carb, I like to stick with berries. So I'm gonna add that, and I've got about 3/4 of a cup. And I'm just gonna add that. Again, watch the measurements if you're making this only for you. You don't want this much. Then it calls for 2% milk, but I like to use almond milk because I don't like to have a lot of dairy in my diet. It just doesn't agree with me. So I buy the unsweetened vanilla almond breeze, and it has 30 calories per serving. And I have it in a measuring cup here. This measuring cup is so cute. Let me show it to you. I got this at Walmart, a whole set of them in their measuring cups. And they're just really pretty, and they're from the Pioneer Woman. I got them like last Christmas. So anyway, the recipe calls for frozen yogurt or vanilla ice cream. And since I don't want all those calories, even plain frozen yogurt that I purchased for a treat has 120 calories per serving. So I like to just use plain Greek yogurt, unsweetened, and it does add a creamy texture and a little bit of tartness to the smoothie without adding the extra sugar. So I'm adding a whole cup of that into here. And the next thing you're gonna add is a berry mix. You could add fresh frozen berries, but I like to buy frozen berries, and I always have frozen berries in my freezer. I freeze berries that we have in our fridge that if we're not eating them before they go bad, I'll freeze them. I like to purchase the mixes. If our bananas are about to turn and we're not eating them, I'll just cut them up and put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer, and we use them in smoothies and things like that. So it's a great way to not waste your fruit. And I like the berry mix because the recipe does call for berries, but berries are very low in carbs, and they're a great dessert if you're trying to be low carb. I always eyeball it. I think the recipe calls for, I don't know, for this much, I would say about a cup. And I just throw as many as I think we need in there. Again, the recipe will be in the description box, so you'll know the exact measurements. Now I've got my Vitamix, and I just turn it on and let things kind of meld together a little bit, get it going. And then I crank it up to high. And that should do it. And this is how it looks when it's finished. And it's so creamy and delicious. It's like a dessert and a good healthy snack all in one. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you try it, check the description box for the measurements and the exact recipe. And let me know if you try it and if you like it. And if you have a favorite smoothie recipe, I hope you'll share it with me too. I love making smoothies. So I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.